Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
And welcome to the 534th episode of the PUCL Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my wonderful co-host. We've got the one and only Sublime. I don't know who goes first, actually, in your case. So I'm going to say Sublime.
Sure, yes, hello. Good morning.
And then we've got R.Sigma.
Hello.
Time is a construct, and I don't understand it anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. You guys have been around for long enough that I don't remember when anybody showed up. It's fine. It's fine. I know Claude's new, and so is Mark, and that's it. And that is it. But welcome to the PUCL Podcast. PUCL, of course, stands for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. It's wonderful. I haven't actually done a lot of Pokemon. I'm in some like random draft league, and I did well. I beat Ernie in it. It's a monotype Ubers league, so it was a really unfair matchup because it was like ground versus water.
I mean,
so somebody had a Kyogre, it sounds like.
No, I didn't have Kyogre. My Uber is Ash Greninja because I think it's better.
It is good.
I think it's better. I mean, I think right now we're 6 weeks in of the 8, and I think I'm like 5-1, so we're not doing too bad.
Nice. Oh yeah.
We're not doing too bad. I think I'm ranked like 3rd overall in the league because there's a very large disparity between the middle. Like there's nobody in the middle. It's either you're rocking it or you're not.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I think in the top 6, I think which is like who goes to playoffs, I think there is somebody with a losing record.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's either you're doing well or you're not doing well. It's one of those two. This week I've got a scary matchup though against like a steel type monotype team. Because they've got Kartana.
Ooh.
And I've got water. And so I need to like figure out a good way around it. I do have Urshifu though, so like I got that going for me, which is nice.
So that can punch it hard, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean anything like literally Kartana just needs to be sneezed on, right? So
yeah.
Well,
just light wind.
It needs to be sneezed on with a special attack. It actually has a defense.
Yes, you gotta use the right stat, but you know.
It just needs to be sneezed on. Well, I've got Volcanion, and I think I calced it out. Like, even Max Attack Kartana can't 2-hit KO Volcanion.
I could see that, as long as you don't let it get the Beast Boost, like...
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. Yeah, well, that means you can switch it and you can actually counter it properly, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you spec the Volcanion correctly. So I am looking into options with that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes this week. What about you guys? Anything interesting, Sublime? I honestly haven't heard your takes on Legends Arceus.
Oh, yeah, well, I love Legends Arceus. Love it.
Okay, good to know. That's what I figured, but I needed confirmation in my heart.
Right, like, I was so not interested in the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
I can't blame you.
I was more interested in Pokemon Snap, and I was more interested in Legends, and I was like, well, wait, it's fine.
To be fair, they did very little to make the Diamond and Pearl remakes enticing whatsoever.
Oh, completely agree.
There is so little to make those things enticing.
Give us nothing. Yes, give us nothing. Right?
It was a re-release of a 2000s game. Like that.
That. And here's the thing. I still have a 3DS and I still have my copy of Platinum. So
exactly.
Like, why?
No, you're playing a better game. Honestly, you're playing a better game. If you play Platinum.
Personally, fun update, I actually started a new job and a new career transition working for a nonprofit in education, which I love.
Actually, that sounds exactly right for you.
It is.
That sounds exactly right. That's good for you. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
What about you, Sigma? I actually haven't heard your takes on Legends Arceus. Quick 2-second review.
I shiny hunted all the new forms except the starters. So
that's what I'm doing right now.
It was nice. It's a nice, clean process. I'm enjoying it.
I think it's one of the better shiny hunting methods that we've gotten in a while.
As long as it's not for the starters, like your
yes.
golden.
Yes.
I guess the starters and Combi, but well, Combee's still fine.
Yeah, okay, but who cares? It's a Combee. It's a
But,
Combee.
like, just get a shiny Vespiquen in a different game.
Yes.
Fine.
Actually, it's Burmy that's the problem, because that doesn't have outbreaks, but whatever.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I have enjoyed it. I've had a good time with it. I still haven't finished the decks. I need to do that. That's on my list. But Elden Ring came out, and I heard it's good, so I need to do that. I need to do that one. So I want to see how that goes. I also got recently, this is like the other nerd of me, I got the Power Rangers board game physically.
That sounds fun.
Called Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. If you're into like co-op board games, this is actually a really nice, easy entrance into it. It honestly really clicks well if you like TCGs. Because it's a lot of card play, and everybody gets like their own deck, quote unquote. Well, I guess it is still called the deck because it is a deck of cards. But everybody gets their own 10-card deck, and those cards can do different things, but you can combo off of each other in really cool ways. I don't know, it just feels good, you know? I don't know, it just feels really good. I would recommend it. And if you're a Power Rangers nerd, and it gives you that feeling of like, heck yeah, I am a Power Ranger. I'm gonna go beat up some putties. I'm gonna have a good time. And then you spend way too much on the expansions. And you only have your wife to play with, who puts up with it, so... And then you bring the game to parties and you drag your friends into hour-long experiences.
Nice.
It's fun though. I would recommend it. It's a little pricey because they actually like come out with like little minis for everything that they put in the box, which is really cool. Like every ranger has a mini, and then all the monsters have minis that you can paint.
It's kind of cool.
They've been pretty good about putting monsters in there that people remember from the TV show. Like if you've ever watched Power Rangers, like the original series, you know Pudgy Pig, right?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody knows Pudgy Pig, so like Pudgy Pig's in the box.
I'm all about that Rita Repulsa. You got Rita Repulsa?
Rita Repulsa's there. There's two different classes of monsters in this game. There's two different classes of monsters. There's a monster, which is like the thing, like, you know, make my monster grow, right? It's one of those. But then there's also like a boss at the end, which is like Rita Repulsa or like Lord Zed. It's a fun game. I really enjoy it. It's also like, it's like if a RPG was a board game to some extent. Because of the way combat works, it's very RPG-like. Very Pokemon-esque. It's very Pokemon-esque. But Power Rangers, and that's one of my other fandoms that I really enjoy. I enjoy the fandom to myself. Like, I'd much rather go to like a Pokemon convention than to a Power Rangers convention. Because I've noticed that, like, who did I explain this to? I forget who it was. But like the Power Rangers fan community compared to like the Pokemon fan community, I think in the Pokemon fan community you have more people who like playing things that think, right? Because of the way, you know, competitive Pokemon works out.
Sure.
Well, that's a really bad way to put it, but it's very bad for
We get what you mean.
But yeah, you get more jocks in the Power Rangers community.
Strategy is involved in playing Pokemon.
Yeah, you get more jocks in Power Rangers who just like feel good and like want to punch stuff. And so I'd much rather go to the Pokemon community. But the Power Rangers fandom is also a fun place. We have a lot of cool things going for us. Actually, Hasbro is supposedly going to announce some things like the new movie series and stuff they're going to do, which I'm pretty excited about. I just want them to adapt the comics. The Power Rangers comics are like really good.
That's what I always hear. It's a good time there.
They are really good. They're the stories that you've always wanted because they actually have continuity. But yeah. All right. Well, that's enough for a Power Rangers rant. We're a Pokemon podcast, so let's go kick it on over to the news. Let's cue that epic music.
Live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
And welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things to talk about other than the fact that there's a Pokemon Presents tomorrow. The original Stitch Gen 4 was announced, so that's exciting. There's actually some Gen 4 stuff I would actually consider buying.
Yeah, people have been looking forward to it.
But yeah, tell us about the anime opening, Sigma.
Yeah, starting next week, or this week, I guess, there's going to be a new version of the anime opening featuring Bonnie and Clement, and Wallace and Lycia, if you remember who Lycia was.
Moving on, Sword and Shield, signups for the next international challenge to get your shiny Galarian Zapdos have opened up. You make sure you sign up and you play your 3 games to get your shiny Galarian Zapdos. The matches will take place the second weekend of March. Very exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Next one I think is against Sigma because I messed up on my original coloring.
Yay. 1.2 for BDSP has been released. If you thought that was exciting, it's not really, but hey,
It's
got an
something.
update.
It's something.
They added Coliseum battling because BDSP battling is hip and happening, except it isn't. They also made it so you cannot trade clones because cloning was such a big issue when the game released. They had to go in and find a way to stop it.
What a way to just like quash the fun, by the way. That's like, you like came in and changed the rules after you messed it up. Okay, you can't do that.
I mean, I assume that's why we still don't have Wonder Trade, but
You probably.
they also updated the Union Room to now support 8 people at once. And you can go to the Jubilife television station and look at your records because why not?
My question is, if the Union Room holds 8 people, are there plans to make it more? Because I remember the original Union Room used to hold something like 40.
I don't know. I think 8 is the max they said they were going to do. So
That's probably fair because that's like the most you're ever going to be able to do anything with anyway. But it's still kind of a bummer. I want 40. I want this Union Room to be a mess. I want Union Room code 000000000 to be an absolute mess. That's what I want. All right. This is you now, Sublime.
Yeah, we got Unite news, y'all. Yeah, we love this, because it's Hoopa being added as a new support character. So get into that.
I heard Hoopa is really good, actually.
it like changes how the game's played, from my understanding.
Love a support character, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, a good one. This is a good support, too.
Like, it teleports your team across the map and stuff like that.
That's
like,
insane to me. That's insane to me. That breaks the game almost, it feels like.
Well, then get this. They're adding a limited time mode called Full Fury mode through mid-March with faster cooldowns and revives. So go fast. It'll be great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, this sounds interesting. I've been meaning to hop on and play. I just haven't had time this week because I was in a conference and I haven't been able to jump on yet. So maybe soon. Maybe soon. I want to see what Hoopa does and if it's that game breaking. All right. The next TCG set, Brilliant Stars, has been released. The next set will be Astral Radiance, followed by Lost Origin, according to the TCG Live data mine. There's a data mine for TCG Live?
Yeah, the beta's up.
It's just the beta, though, right? Like,
they still had they apparently had the set in the code, so.
Why? They don't even have, like, the old sets in the code, do they?
I mean, they gotta get the new sets ready, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that's my biggest critique of TCG Live is that they've just like, yeah, expanded. We're not going to really worry about it, right? And
It's like, we'll add it in eventually.
we'll
Don't
get
worry
it there
about
eventually. It's fine.
You can play your Pika ROM deck. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
That's essentially what I saw.
You can play your Pika ROM deck. That's all you need to know.
Pika Rom's dead now, thank God.
Apparently, there's no microtransactions, so it's really easy to build decks.
Oh, that's great. That's like great. This is fantastic news. That's all they ever needed.
Oh yeah, no, I've been trading for the new stuff on our account with like the old packs, like Lost Thunder and the packs like that.
Yeah,
and I've been getting like all the commons and the non-holographic rares. So when we open packs when Live finally comes out, we just get credits to get the cards we want.
Yay! Yay! That's what I want.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, like you can trade 99 commons and uncommons for one pack. So
that's exactly it. That's what we need in our life. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we are going to. Oh wait, no, we got one more piece. This is for you, Sigma. You need to talk about it because you know more about it than I do.
Pokemon Go's announcement hasn't happened yet, but Alola has been found in the code, so that's probably what it is.
I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised that it's just been it just got added because like they put the poster out on like the day.
Back in July.
Yeah. It's been like 6-7 months and I'm just like, I didn't realize it wasn't there. I'm very confused, but that's okay.
Looking at the stuff in the code, I hope we have a lot more events like that Hoopa Form event that we had.
That was cool.
That was cool. Because, you know how there's legendaries that evolve in Alola?
Yeah.
Yeah, those things take like 200 candy to evolve.
Oh.
Luckily, Cosmome only takes 100, but you need it twice anyway. So.
That's dumb.
But like, Type Null needs it, and Poipole needs it. So hopefully those are just like seasonal events, and we don't have to like raid 1,000 times for
that would
them.
be great. That would be great. Oh, that's fun. All right, then. So I guess that's going to be it for the news. We're going to kick things on over to Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Hello and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz your co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Professor Snag with the rules. The co-hosts are working together as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that you, the listeners, have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The hosts can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct without using the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
And welcome to the trivia segment of Puckle's Poke Quiz. We're going to jump right on into it. Our first question this week is going to come to you from Sly. What is the only Steel-type Pokemon line to not be affected by Magnet Pool?
Oh, is there a
Probably
Steel Ghost?
something with... Yeah, there's Aegislash.
That would be it. I don't think ghosts are allowed to be trapped, so I think that's their inherent ability.
Is that your final answer?
That's a good
Sure.
choice.
It doesn't matter this week.
Aegislash
I was going to
line.
think it was something with Mold Breaker.
The Aegislash line is correct. It's because ghost types can't be trapped. Yeah, so there you
There
go.
you go.
Hey, look at us, guys. Oh, this one's coming from... I hope you guys get this one right. We're going to see if this works. I'm going to give you a range, I think, maybe, unless you're very confident about this. This is from Bocephus, our good friend Bocephus.
Bo, leave us an easy one, Bo.
In Red and Blue / Fire Red and Leaf Green, in the mansion on Cinnabar Island, there are several journals, one of which states the day that Mew gave birth. What is Mewtwo's birthday?
Isn't it February 6th?
I think it's... Sure, let's just say yes. I don't know. I don't remember.
It was
I know
this
I've come
month.
across it, but it's been so long.
Is February 6th your final answer?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Get into it. Oh my
guys are
gosh,
two
for two.
Aquarius, like
I remember
me. I love
Mewtwo
that
Day was
music.
earlier this month.
All right. Your next question is your Pokedex entry question, as always. We're just blowing through this trivia today. I apparently picked out the easy ones. We're picking out the easy ones so Seth can't have the easy ones next week. All right. This one is going to be from Poliwo. Its Ultra Sun Pokedex entry reads, in their search for comfortable trees, they get into territorial disputes with groups of Passimian. They win about half the time. Who's that Pokemon?
That's fun.
Comfortable trees.
Who doesn't love a good comfortable tree?
Kamala?
I could, sure. Like most of the
You
things
know.
I'm thinking of aren't in games with Passimians with Pokedex entries, so like Apom I don't think is around with the Passimian. So
Are you gonna go with? Are you going with Kamala?
yeah,
You guys
let's
gotta
go
have
with
that tree, you know?
Kamala is unfortunately incorrect.
Bummer.
The next entry is its Legends Arceus Pokedex entry reads, to affirm their kinship, members of the species will form a ring by linking their newly doubled tails together. On rare occasions,
it's Ambipom.
It's
humans have been accepted
Ambipom.
as such rings. The answer is Ambipom, yes.
I didn't
is
realize
correct.
Ambipom was
It's an Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't think it was in Based on a Moon, but I think it was in Ultra Sun
okay.
Ultra Moon.
Yeah,
Because they
I
give us an
didn't
extra
pay much
100
attention.
Pokemon, remember?
Yeah, but it didn't matter because they opened
Yeah, but it was
battles
just-
up to Nat Dex anyway, so I didn't pay attention to what the new Pokemon were.
Exactly. All right.
Outside of the first area, I did notice Zora was in the game.
So, on that note, that is 3 for 3. You got 1 point there. So your next question, I believe, is going to be worth up to 3 points. Let's see. Okay, so I don't know how familiar you are with the anime. Hopefully you're okay with it.
No.
We're gonna. There are 8 answers to this question. Every 2 answers you give me will be a point. If you get all 8, you get kudos. 2 strikes.
We remove a point from Seth's score.
Yeah. You get 3
For
strikes.
each after.
Yeah.
We're not going to. It's not even an issue.
That would be fun to do in the future, though. I can't change the rules now, but maybe in the future.
No.
The bonus point
That's
question
wild.
gets to remove points.
You can remove points from the leader. That could be fun. Some sabotage. All right, this is going to be from Gus. In the anime, what is the first Pokemon from each region obtained by Ash, not counting Hisui?
Oh.
And so I do need you to give me the Pokemon and the region. You do get it's a 3 strikes and you're out scenario.
Okay, so is this not counting like his starters?
No, it
that
would
are
count.
given to him usually?
Well, it would count. It would count. It's whatever
Okay.
Pokemon he got in that region first. So like even Kanto.
Got it. So Pikachu for Kanto.
That is correct.
Hey.
That is one.
So what did he catch first in Johto? I don't think it was Noctowl. Noctowl was late.
Pokemon?
I think it was
no,
one
that
of
was
the
by
starters.
Morty because he didn't get that until.
Yeah, that was like in the
Morty.
forest towards Whitney, I think, or something. I think it was a starter.
It probably was.
Was it Totodile?
Was it Totodile? I feel like it was Totodile.
Or no,
it
Totodile was later because they got it in the fishing competition in a lure
Okay,
ball.
well then maybe.
So it's between. So I think it's between
Cyndaquil
Chikorita.
or Chikorita.
I think it's
I'm
between.
gonna guess Chikorita because that
You're
one
gonna lock in
evolved,
Chikorita
so maybe
for
he got it
Johto?
sooner.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. That is not the first Pokemon he caught in Johto.
What is it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you. You haven't struck
okay.
out
We
yet.
just lost.
Oh, I thought we were
going to
do one guess per region.
You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever. You can guess.
okay.
Yeah. I just want the answers in general. You can give me other regions, everything. I don't care.
Okay,
You can go
I
out of
see.
order.
All right. Understood. Okay, so in Unova, he gets.
Did he get P-Dub before he got like a starter?
I think so. One of the starters leaves the lab to follow him.
Yeah.
I think Oshawott does, right? But I think he
Maybe?
catches a P-Dub as his first catch of the region, yeah.
Okay.
Are you locking in PETA for Unova?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yo.
That's 2. That's 2. Kanto and Unova done. And
Did he get Starly right away and Sinnoh?
I didn't watch Sinnoh.
Do you want to lock that
I know
in?
he
That's a
had
good
a
choice,
Starly.
though.
Do you want to lock that
Yeah,
in?
because he had a Staraptor, so we can do that,
Yeah.
sure.
That's
It seems
correct.
like the thing you just.
That's correct.
It seems like the thing you just throw a ball at first
Yeah.
route and say, "Yep."
Yeah.
That's
Sinnoh was Starly, Unova was
Yeah.
P-Dove, and Kanto was Pikachu. So that's what you got so far. You're at 1 point.
Oh, in Gen 7, it's the Rowlet, right? Backpack Rowlet.
I mean, he only had 5 Pokemon for the longest time, so
I mean, but Rowlet was early.
I believe it. Yeah, maybe.
Are you locking
I don't
it in?
remember.
Are you locking it in?
I think it's Rowlet.
Okay.
Rowlet in Alola is correct.
There
That's
you go.
4. You've got Alola, Unova, Sinnoh, and Kanto done. So you're doing pretty strong here.
I assume Journeys does not count Mr. Mime.
It does not because that's not in Galar, right?
Oh, the Pokemon he caught
that's
in
hate.
Galar.
In Galar, in each region.
Okay. Is Farfetch'd? Did he catch Farfetch'd in Galar? You know what? Let's ignore Galar for the time being.
Okay, so Kalos.
Would Kalos be
I think
Fletchling?
he gets a starter first.
Or did he get,
it
like-
follows after him?
Did he get Froakie super early?
I think it's Froakie, yeah.
Are you locking that in?
Sure.
Froakie and Kalos is correct. You guys only need one more, and you guys will
Kalos
have
is the
the
one
full
I
3.
actually watched. So I was like, it's Froakie.
So the only ones you're missing right now are Hoenn, Johto, and Galar.
So I think we just go for Johto Cyndaquil since Chikorita was wrong.
I feel like his Hoenn team is very memorable, though.
Yeah, but I can't remember when he caught the Talo.
Did he catch the tail? Oh, because also he had a Trico. Which happened first? Do we know?
Yeah, that's why I said, like, I think we
Okay.
got the Cyndaquil
Let's
down.
just
You
do
have-
Cyndaquil.
And we
then,
still
sure.
have a miss, right? So
You still haven't missed, yes.
so might as well just try the Cyndaquil and not think about
Yeah. okay.
Cyndaquil Johto is incorrect.
Oh no, he had another Pokemon in Johto.
Heracross? No.
Maybe it was Heracross?
I feel like that would have been later, right?
It was at the bug catching competition, but
That's later. Yeah, that's way too far in.
well, no, he caught the Beedrill at the bug catching competition that he gave to the.
Gives to Miss
Fan of the
Thing with the
Electabuzz.
yeah, right. She had a Chikorita. And then she tried to come at his Charizard with it. I'm like, ooh, baby girl. Baby girl, no. That's
ambitious.
No. Maybe just Talo. Maybe she would just shoot for Talo.
And Hoenn?
I'm not as familiar with those animes as fully. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I've lost too many brain cells since I watched Johto as a kid.
Because I don't think it was Corphish, so...
Oh.
And I don't remember when Trico was, so...
Are you going Talo
it's either
for
Trico
Hoenn?
or Talo. Yeah.
Talo in Hoenn was correct, or is correct. That is correct.
Okay.
So you got that's all 3 points for you guys.
That's 6.
You guys are 6 for 4.
What
the two
were
you're
the
missing,
last 2 answers, though?
Is Galar Farfetch'd?
Galar was Galarian Farfetch'd.
Galar-fetched.
And Johto was surprisingly Heracross.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
you know.
I didn't know if he caught Farfetch'd in
I
Galar.
would have thought Heracross would have been further in.
Or if the first thing he got was the fossil, so...
Yeah, no, he caught Farfetch'd way before the fossil.
A lot of birds
Yeah, I know, I just
on
didn't...
this list.
I didn't know if Farfetch'd was in Galar that he caught it.
But you guys got most of it.
birds on this list.
Yeah, he just... Well, I think it was... So, like, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and Unova, they just had a formula that they were following, I think, for what an anime season should, or series should be.
He needs the bird to scout for Team Rocket.
Need bird so we can scout. Need... And then like, here's starter. Like, in Hoenn, he only got Trico. But in,
because they spread them out, which is nice. I like
in
when they do
Sinnoh,
that.
he got Turtwig, and then he got the Chimchar. And then Unova, he got all 3. Unova was kind of cool.
I mean, even Kalos, he got the flying type next, I believe, too.
Yeah.
After
Well, in
Proki.
Unova, they let him have like 10 Pokemon in rotation, which was really nice.
And he rotated them in and out. That's
And he
true.
rotated them pretty. I like that a lot. I like having the rotation.
Same.
Which has kind of been a bummer for like a lot of the recent series where he's just like, yeah, he only has like 5 to 6 Pokemon.
Like, he doesn't even have a full team in Alola most of the time.
Seriously.
no, exactly. Until like Meltan. And then even then,
he
like,
gets a guest occasionally.
and then Poipole leaves.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Oh,
Poipole comes back for the final fight.
it's just like everything else. It's dumb.
It's like,
all right,
let
so
me
you
borrow
guys-
my Goodra again. Let me borrow my Charizard. I was like, yeah, he rents things.
Next thing out is, or next question, and your final question is your base stat question as always. You do still have the hint. You can either get it and cash it in and get all 8, or you can use it today and get 7 probably. So this one is going to come to you from Liger. What dark type has the highest base defense of all dark type Pokemon?
Darkness.
So Mega Sableye came to mind, but...
That sounds like a good choice. Mega
Going for
Sableye
broke?
is cursed by low HP, not low defense.
Yeah, like, the defense is what grows on it. I can't think of other, like, defensive dark types. Like, what are legendaries that are dark types? Darkrai isn't a
What are the
tank.
megas? Because it's almost always a legendary or a mega.
Megas are Houndoom is not. Houndoom is not the answer.
No. No, it is not. Hoopa's too busy being unbound by its offenses.
Yeah, it's not like there's a Shuckle-like dark type
Yveltal,
Pokemon
no. Darkrai, no.
Because
What
Mega
about-
Sableye, I think, is in the 150
What about
range.
Mega Tyranitar?
I feel like it went all into attack. And,
No, it did not.
Well, no, it didn't all go into attack. A lot of it went into special attack, too. Because Mixed T-Tar was the thing. I know 10 of it went into speed.
Yeah, but only 10. Only 10. Well, it's one of the megas, if I had to guess. Maybe we should just use the hit, because it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, fair.
It's a dual type with rock, I guess. I don't know how to give you a hint.
Oh, okay, so
Okay.
Tyranitar.
No, it's
Mega
T-Tar.
Tyranitar.
Mega Tyranitar is correct with a base defense of 150.
Dang.
Next up is Mega Sableye with 125.
Well, there you
25,
have it.
darn.
Followed up by Scrafty in the number 3 slot with 115.
Wow.
And tied
Love
for
that
4th
for
place, there's a
Scrafty.
3-way tie between Umbreon, regular Tyranitar, and Drapion at 110.
Good for them.
Good for Drapion.
Good for
Yeah,
them.
good for
Good for
Drapion.
Drapion.
Right? Drapion's got
Good
the
for
same
Drapion
defense stat
and
as a
Umbreon. Yeah.
Tyranitar.
It's an
Like,
Umbreon and a Tyranitar.
right? Like, good for you, Drapion. You're doing something. All right, but that gives you guys 7 points for today. That changes up the rankings, I think. Actually, does it? It does a little bit because Sublime got a lot of points and he was in a field. That does change up things. In first place, we have Seth Vilo with 27 points. In second place, we have Claude9 with 22 points. In third place, we have R.Sigma with 21 points. In fourth place, we have Linian with 14. In fifth place, we have a tie between Mark and Sublime with 13 points. In seventh, we have P. McGee with 8. Three-way tie in eighth place with Whimsicott, Jushiro, and Basket at 7. And Shamu is in last with 5 and 11th. Everybody's on the board, so I don't know what else to say. If you want more Puckle's Poke Quiz and probably watch it end, you can listen in next week. Unless we get like super hard trivia. It depends on how mean Liger wants to be, honestly, because he prepares the trivia questions. Alright, so on that note, we are going to go ahead and kick it on over. I guess not to the topic today, because we're going to be Future Us. Actually, you know what? No, we'll put the topic next anyway, but it's going to be on to Future Us after we've watched the trailer. We will catch you guys over there. Hey, would you like a green Tauros badge? Well, you can have one. If you come over to our Patreon at patreon.com/PucklePodcast, we are going to be giving them out once we hit $850. We're going to be giving those to every patron at the $10 plus tier because we love you guys. We'd love to see this project made. Of course, if we hit any other thresholds on the way there, such as $800 for the week-long giveaways to the community, that would also happen as well. So, if you'd be interested in getting a green Tauros badge, feel free. Come on over. If you can't support the show, don't worry about it. You just listening is enough for us. So, until then, though, guys, I'm Thatch, and I'll catch you guys on the flip-flop. Welcome to the topic. Our topic today is going to be the Pokemon Presents presentation, and I guess our initial reactions. We just watched it like 2 hours ago. We're in the future now, which is very exciting. A lot of things happened. I haven't touched any of the content. I know Sigma started playing some of it, but so it was 14 minutes long. And the one thing I didn't like was how much time they spent on just like random things at the beginning.
Everything that was already announced?
Well, I don't know. Like the thing that really got me, so they're just like, first, some Pokemon Go news. And they showed like this 15-second trailer of nothing except for like signals of like the Alolan starters. And I was like, that was super underwhelming.
Yeah.
And then it continued to be underwhelming for a while because one, it was like Pokemon Masters EX, which I'm sure for the people who play it was maybe exciting.
It was a full announcement at least.
Yes.
The original week announcement was only May.
That was okay. I wasn't mad about that. Pokemon Cafe Mix. I didn't know people were playing that still. That's okay.
I didn't know it was 2 years old.
Well, it was like 2 years old before they did like... that includes like the time they did the reset and everything. That game's weird. Like, I don't know. I don't know
who the audience is anymore for that.
No, they don't.
Especially with it being on Switch. It's so weird.
The thing that I noticed they did have that I was just like, okay, that's the thing, was when they announced like the Oaks letter for Shaman and BDSP. Mm-hmm. One, I was just like, wow, that's really underwhelming because who cares about BDSP at this point?
I'm going to shiny hunt it, but
I'll do it. I'll go play. I'll do it. I just won't be happy while I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, oh, I got to boot up BDSP. Well, Legends Arceus exists.
I mean, it hasn't left my played games yet. Granted, that's mostly because it took forever to find that last Pokemon I needed, but... Yeah,
that's fair. I saw that and I was just like, I forgot that game existed, so we'll do with that what we will. Other than that, I don't think I was too absolutely stunned about anything. In the first half, I should say.
Yeah.
There was the thing that I was most amazed by this direct, because I want to get to the meat and potatoes, and if I don't say it now, I'll forget it, is that there wasn't an announcement for Pokemon Home compatibility for Arceus and BDSP yet.
I mean, it happens when it happens. It's not like the biggest thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's just this is a little long, at least in the case of BDSP, than we're used to. I believe it's always like February, right?
It's awkward probably because of the cloning, and they apparently do not like the cloning because they found a way to stop you from trading the clones.
That's still dumb.
So that might have set it back a little bit. I mean, the developers for Home and the developers for BDSP are the same, so it shouldn't be hard to get that to go together.
I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they're just like they want to do BDSP and Arceus at the same time, and they're just like, Arceus has only been out a month, so give it a hot second before they bring it in.
Yeah, one big update instead of two. I can see it.
Yeah, that's all. Okay, but so meat and potatoes time, which I think is most of this segment. We knocked most of this out in 3 minutes. I want to talk about one. We had the Legends Arceus update, which came out. I'm a little disappointed it's not DLC exactly.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense considering what came after.
Yes, that's true, considering we got the new announcement. But I don't know, I would have liked DLC still. You could have, like, released it in April. The game doesn't come out until late 2022, which means, like, whatever Black Friday is this year.
It means it gets to hang out with Breath of the Wild, so it's fine.
I'm curious how they're going to do that release with Breath of the Wild and Pokemon.
I mean, they have, like, 3 big release days between October, November, and December, right? Because they'll throw a game in the first week of December and not care.
Maybe, actually.
Last year it wasn't big, but...
Yes.
Like, they put Smash Bros. In December.
So, Sigma, I know you've played not the DLC, but the update to Legends Arceus, and maybe this is, like, maybe there's more updates to come, because they just called this one Daybreak?
Yeah.
I could totally see more of them being, like, midday and then, like, nighttime or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, tell me what you've seen so far, because it looks like they're adding more battles, and they're doing mass outbreaks or whatever that is.
So they added a bunch more missions.
Of Hisuians? Yeah.
No new Hisuian Pokemon, but...
No, I meant new Hisuian outbreaks, though, it seemed like.
Yeah, they showed Electrode.
They showed Hisuian Zoroark, too.
I only just started the mission, and the first thing you find is those Hisuian Zoroark just chilling.
Of course.
And then when you actually learn about it, it's called, like, massively massive outbreaks, and there's about around 10 happening at the same time, but you don't know what each one is.
Interesting.
So, like, it's all mystery marks on your map, and then you go to them, and it's like, oh, this one's this Pokemon, and this one's that Pokemon. So you're having multiple outbreaks at the same time.
Interesting.
So I'm sure shiny hunters will love that.
Maybe.
I'm hoping that the starters are part of them now, too, because they're, like, blaming the space-time stuff for it, so...
That would be cool, actually.
Yes.
I think this is a good entrance, too, into them expanding the decks, possibly, to some extent.
Maybe.
I'm not closing the door on this being the final update that Legends Arceus gets, only because we don't have a new game coming out until the end of the year. Arceus is such a breath of fresh air, and they obviously realize that. But yeah, I guess the meat of that was the potatoes, now we got the meat, right? So the biggest news was that Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Scarlet were announced at the end of this direct. And I don't know, it feels so weird because we're going to talk about this for 20 minutes and it was like maybe a 2-minute trailer, maybe.
It was a 3-minute trailer.
Yeah.
But it was like a minute and a half of filler. Like, who is this guy? We don't need him.
It took a minute to get to the actual gameplay.
Right. I'm like, this was unnecessary. I don't care about this guy in an office.
It also had nothing to do with anything, as far as I could tell.
I mean, I saw, like, some gold in the background, so based on where this is based off of, it's like, maybe that's something.
I mean, if you look at the region, it's based on Spain.
It's definitely the Iberian Peninsula. It might be Portugal and Spain, but it's definitely Spain.
It's definitely Spain.
I mean, even the starter names are Spanish puns, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Sprigatito, that's like a little cat. Fue Coco, instead of,
Fue Coco?
Yeah, before we go too far with that, so let me pull... I had the press release up, and then I went and did other things. I'm happy they gave us the names and everything already, too.
Yeah.
My only thing that will make me upset is that if they turn out to all be bipedal when they evolve to their final forms.
Well, you know, we'll see.
They seem to be incapable of that. When was the only one we didn't get was Primarina in like the past decade?
Okay, in the past decade, how many gens have been out? Like
3.
I don't know, that's a okay, so that's through 7?
6.
6, 7, and 8.
Okay.
Look at the final Evos. Greninja, Delphox. They literally just they make them these cute little things, and you're like, wow, these are cute little monsters, and they're just like, now I'm your best friend, who's also mostly a human. Command me. And it's very awkward.
I know.
It's my biggest criticism, I think, so far of just modern Pokemon.
See, the secret isn't to change your legs to arms. The secret is to get rid of your legs, like Snivy.
Yeah, exactly. I think Gen 5 was the last time I was just like, these are cool designs.
Yeah, well, Samurott and Superior both were non-bipedal by the end.
There were 2 good ones.
Yes, that's what I think. I mean, I like the Gen 4 starters, too. I don't know, I just miss when Pokemon felt like monsters, like especially your starter. Like, because there's pocket monsters, right? Rather than just like, they're supposed to be your best buds, and you can high-five them. I want to not be able to high-five my starter conveniently, if that makes sense.
We shall see.
We did get 4 starters. We got Sprigatito, the grass cat Pokemon, who is probably the most adorable of all of them.
I think that's the early winner on the popular one.
First time I'm going grass since 5, yeah.
Oh no, that's it's the new Rowlet.
It's the pretty one.
It's the new Rowlet, let me tell you.
It's the pretty one.
It's the pretty one. And then you've got, also it's just literally Litten again, but it's fine. It's like cuter Litten.
That's fine. Litten works.
It's fine. Fuecoco, the Fire Croc Pokemon, which is probably the ugliest of all of them, which is surprising.
I don't know how I feel about it.
There's literally a duck.
I kind of love its derpy face. Yeah.
Okay, this is literally the problem with all new Pokemon. Again, it just takes you like a month to be like, yeah, that's a Pokemon. You know what I mean?
It does.
Fuecoco became one of my favorites pretty quick. I think that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I might love it, but I might not. I can't tell.
Oh, no, they're cute. I mean, I think they're all fairly cute.
I kind of like its face.
I think these are all solid designs.
I don't like Quaxley. I
think Quaxley's okay. He can turn into a proper gentleman. Yeah, he can turn into a proper gentleman.
Great name, though. Love the name Quaxley. That's cute.
I also hope, like, their final Evos don't disappoint me like the ones from Sword and Shield did.
That part.
Those hardcore disappointed me.
I mean, a couple of them grew on me. Inteleon's still a thing.
I don't know, even like Rillaboom and Cinderace, like those only grew on me because of their competitive advantages, and even then I'm just like, yeah, but the designs are kind of boring, and I just want secondary typings. Like, give me interesting secondary typings.
I do. I don't care. I
like,
do.
Even just giving them, like they did it in Legends Arceus, to the other starters, I thought was very interesting, and it changed things. And secondary typings are where it's
fun.
at. You're giving us bland, like monotype Pokemon
Monotypes
is no fun anymore. It's just no fun.
I agree. Yeah, it's no fun. There's 18 types. You want as many as you can.
I also really like that they called them Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, by the way.
We're going back to colors, but extra colors.
I hope it's a sign that they're going back to basics. Like, I really hope it's a sign they're going back to basics.
I don't know that it's a back to basics so much as there's only so many things you can name stuff before you sound more and more ridiculous.
That's true, but I don't know. Like, I like it better than naming it Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it.
I've been fine with all the names, but I love Pokemon Scarlet Envy and Pokemon Violet Chachki. Yeah. Fun names, fun colors.
I'm into it.
Which one are you getting right now?
I don't know.
It's Violet, definitely.
I don't know. I need to see the legend.
I'm still really disappointed. Like, I really hope they can fix the legend. This is like a pipe dream. Like, this is like Thatch's wish list, and it's not going to come true. But what I would really like is to see the legendaries be treated like they were in Gold and Silver. Because, like, both. I think Legends Arceus 1 shows that a Pokemon game can sell without needing two versions of a game.
Yeah.
I think version exclusiving the legendaries is stupid.
It's anti-consumer and, like,
I think that's the worst. I think that's the worst way to do it.
It's non-competitive, too.
Exactly. I think that's the worst way to do it. I really dislike it. I would really love for them to be able to catch them, because I do like dual versions. I do like dual versions because because after Arceus, seeing the number of people that like really didn't need to trade and like hang out and talk about it together, it kind of bummed me out a little bit, right?
You could tie version exclusives to what starter you pick, right? Like, that's something they could do.
No, I think they could do that as well. I agree with you.
Like,
I agree with you. I think that is another way you can go.
I think that's the way you could go with one version. It's like, what starter you pick is what you find, and that's how you have to trade.
I agree with that to some extent. They did show us the trainers too. I guess we're in school because this is, I think, the biggest thing that everybody's going to lose their mind about is that this is a proper open world game, or is supposed to be.
Allegedly.
It said in the description of the video.
It did say that.
It will be an open world adventure, and the trainers can explore an open world with no borders, and they blend seamlessly into the wilderness.
I'm glad they've decided that they're finally capable of designing the back of a house.
You know what? You're probably not wrong, though.
Oh my god.
I don't know. They showed us that they could really, I mean, we've progressively seen the evolution, and it's been really weird seeing it in like the past 2.5 years. How Pokemon's like really grabbed the reins here and understood what they're doing. Like, Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, and like I will say it wasn't the greatest experience. It was a Pokemon experience.
It was a Pokemon game.
It was a stepping stone is what I always saw it as.
You know, I think it was something to like get your foundation down, right? But then the DLC really showed us like, oh, this is what Pokemon could be.
Yeah.
Then Legends Arceus really locked it in.
Really changed what Pokemon could be. Yeah. In a good
I mean,
way.
honestly, this honestly looks like exactly what we were talking about not too long ago, where you could have like the two kiss, like the old school Pokemon and the new school, and like Legends Arceus, and make them kiss. Because one, if they would have showed me this trailer for Sword and Shield, when they announced Exit, I don't think I would be as mad. I would have been as mad at the time because they did actually redo the models, and the models look really good for the Pokemon.
So Viper's so scaly, and I love it.
Yes. It is a step up. Yeah.
This is the payoff that I would have expected, right? I'm very pleased with that in that regard. I'm also very pleased to have seen a regular Meowth.
Like we did in Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield.
Okay, but it was on a route. It was on a route, Sigma. Okay? It was on a route.
Well, it's an open world. Everything's a route.
It was on a route. I'm hoping that it means that there's no regional.
Remember how we were shown that Gigantamax Meowth, and it's like, well, cool.
Meowth is going to collect a regional for every region like Infinity Stones.
Yeah, I was expecting it, honestly.
I was waiting for one in Hisui.
I was expecting that to be the new meme. Was like, hey, here's a new regional. I also wouldn't be surprised if we got more regionals in Scarlet and Violet. That seems to be the winning thing.
That
for sure.
It's the best mechanic they've come up with.
Yeah, the only thing that makes me upset is in the Japanese logo. Every Japanese logo since X and Y has always had like a little marker for what the gimmick is in that game.
Yeah, I saw it.
And there's one in the Japanese logo, and it's a different one, and it hurts me because I think almost the entire community can go like, Mega Evolution was done well. It was done right. It was very fun.
We all want it.
And we want that. And then they go, well, no more Megas anymore. Then they're just like, well, you can have Z moves, which were okay, but they were kind of poop. And then we got Dynamax, which is not, I don't think, nearly as exciting as Mega Evolutions were. It was like trying to be Mega Evolutions without Mega Evolutions. I don't know. It was dumb. It really reminds me of like, this is a really bad way to put it, but like communist Mega Evolution, because it's just like everybody's equal now.
Which I get, like, you want it so that you can use your favorite and have them do a cool thing. Like, I understood the intent.
That's understandable, but I don't think if everybody's good, nobody's good.
Oh, not everybody's good. Yeah. Let's just be clear. Just because everyone can doesn't mean everybody's good.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the same with Megas, though, right? Like,
I mean, Megas felt like the answer to no longer having evolutions for Pokemon too, though. And that was like part of their appeal. One was fixing the things with 3 evolution stages.
I really liked it. I still think it should be the way things are done. Personally, I think it should be the way things are done. We
will see what the future holds.
Yeah, we'll see.
We live in a world where we can just get a Mawile evolution now too, though.
Yeah, but no.
No, we don't.
Yes, but I don't want that.
We don't.
We might not want it, but we live in that world.
I don't want it. I don't know. We did see, I think you said that we did see like some of the Hisuian Pokemon in the clips.
We saw a Petalil existing, but also there's just an image of a trainer with a Hisuian Zoroark.
Perfect. That's even better.
Like, good to confirm that early.
The game does look really, like, the definitely some of the textures need touched up, but we're 7 months out from even 7-8 months out from even needing to worry about that. I mean, outside of that, like, I think it looks really good. The Pokemon models specifically look very good. I am very excited about that. I'm just excited overall because I think this looks really good. And as long as they give us a larger dex than 400, I think, I'll take it.
I think around 400's the right number.
Yeah. Okay, if they gave me 500, I'd be happy with it. Only because, and this is my answer, if you're gonna keep adding Pokemon like this, and you're gonna do the Dexit thing, you're not gonna put every Pokemon in every game, and we're still missing 60, right?
Yes.
I would like to see the Dex grow slightly. I think because Sword and Shield, as much crap as we give it, did still have by the end of the DLC the most Pokemon you could catch in a single game. I think that should continue to grow.
I think DLC should continue. Expansions are good.
No, but I would like to see the base dex be the same size as something like X and Y, because X and Y's base dex was just over 450.
Well, because this is the second generation on the Switch, I feel like a higher dex number should be easier each subsequent generation on the same system.
I agree with that. I think it, but yeah, this all looks really good. Like it looks very clean. I am more excited about this than I think I was after the Dexit announcement for Sword and Shield at this juncture.
It just changes the level of excitement because it's like, well, we'll see what's available.
It's definitely a different type of excitement because you're still concerned about, well, will my favorite make it in? Which I think is still a horrible feeling. that the Pokemon companies created.
Yeah, try wondering when it never came in.
I know, exactly. No,
it never came!
I don't disagree with you. And they did put that announcement on the website for release saying that it's going to be compatible with home, but only Pokemon in that game can go into it. They did make that warning.
Sadly expected at this point.
Yeah, I know. I just like that. I think it's something they could do.
It hits different, though. Yeah.
The difference is it looks cleaner, right? I can see the excuse this time.
Like they're trying something significantly new instead of like, there's a wild area.
Yeah, wild area. I think this just honestly solidifies the idea that Sword and Shield started as a 3DS game.
Yeah, it was a stepping stone game. It's like,
It feels like it really started as a 3DS game and then became Sword and Shield. I don't know. It's definitely very exciting. I'd love to see if there's still gyms or something of that sort. I don't know. It just looks good. And because of the way they do the lighting, it definitely has a different tone to it than Sword and Shield.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it so far. We're going to have to wait until May, right? To find out anything more. Other than you're a student at a school, and because they needed a home base of some sort, and they decided you're going to be a student.
I do really like that town square with all the types around it.
Yes, that is very good. I do agree with that.
It's a very nice looking image.
I think they're using the school, though, as like a home base, which I'm fine with. I really have zero worries about it. I think it's also a way so they could probably tie in research, kind of Legends Arceus style as well. Like your homework's to go out and catch this type of Pokemon this many times or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they could finally make it all kiss and like we get a nice new Pokemon experience in the way we want it. I'm still very upset though that I didn't see any of the Pokemon that are missing. Like, we have a beach and then you see Clauncher and not Crabrawler, and I'm like, oh, come on. Give me a Crabrawler. I want him back, guys.
Like, Seviper is semi-new. It was in BDSP, but...
Yeah, if a Pokemon's in BDSP, I don't count it, because that means it's in the Switch engine, right?
It was in BDSP, but it also got, like, a very nice makeover compared to, like...
It did. No, all the Pokemon that they showed, like, the Magnemite looked really good.
Yeah, everything looked good. The Meowth looked good.
The Meowth looked really good. I was really impressed with how a lot of it looked. I think it's going to be a great experience in that regard. I really, really enjoyed that. They even showed Starly, which I think is a little disappointing.
You know what? For regional birds, I like Starly.
It is better than the Pidove. I will say that much.
Sword and Shield gave us Hoot Hoot and Pidove. Like, I will take Starly any day of the week.
Part of me is just like, but where's the Pick-a-Peck guy? Where's the Pick-a-Peck?
Like, show me a Starly, show me a Fletchling. Like, I'm happy to see Talonflame in a region.
Yeah, show me the Pick-a-Peck. That's what I want. Show me the Pick-a-Peck. I haven't seen Pick-a-Peck in forever. I don't know. I think that's my only disappointment is I didn't see a Pokemon that we haven't seen in forever in the trailer. If they would have showed me Crabrawler, I'd been like, heck yeah, move on with life.
I guess the one we saw was Flabébé.
Did we see Flabébé?
Yes.
Yeah, somebody posted it in the Discord.
And Florges, yeah.
Oh, thank God. That makes my life... Okay, so that's one of the 60. I'm happy. There we go. That's all Thatch wanted. That's all Thatch wanted. Because in my perfect world, we'd be able to, on the Switch, get all of the Pokemon. That's all. Because they're kind of making all games not generations, which is kind of interesting in a way.
They are their own environment.
Question would be like, oh, hey, you can catch a Stonejourner in Scarlet and Violet. Can you take that back to Sword and Shield? And if you could do that, I think that's a pro to their new format compared to what we had in the olden days.
Also, good on Stonejourner were still existing. I assumed that would be something that would just be kind of forgotten. Like a Dunsparce of sorts.
We had a lot of those, though, okay? We had a lot of Pokemon that like made the cut in Sword and Shield that are just like, are you sure? That's the one?
This is fair.
I'm still upset about Electrike making the cut. Okay?
I was going to say Manectric is like the biggest offender of all of these.
Yeah, I'm still upset Manectric made the cut, guys. Thatch is still a little salty that like we spent 2 of the 400 slots on Manectric and Electrike.
When we have Bolton right here.
Yeah, well, we just made a Yamper. And so we're just like, yeah, could we use another electric dog? Heck yeah, we want people to be able to run the team. Well, can we run an all-sheep team? No. Why would you be able to run an all-sheep team? That would only be adorable.
You can. It's just 6 Wooloo. Yeah.
It's like, we need a lightning rod user because maybe Togedemaru and Raichu aren't good enough. It's like, no, Raichu's perfectly fine. You don't...
I would love for them to do DLC for this one, and this is the one where they like finish the decks, but I can understand them not doing it. I mean, I'm going to have this wish until they do it or I die.
Maybe for the 30th.
Maybe for the 30th anniversary. I could see it lining up for the 30th anniversary, but I don't know yet. I don't know. It's just me being hopeful.
Yeah, it's something that I've just kind of accepted at this point. So
yeah, I've accepted it, and with this upgrade and the Legends upgrade, I'm okay with it at this point.
Yeah, like as long as they're pushing the series forward, I'm kind of okay with it.
I think Sword and Shield was just the wrong entry for me to have seen that.
Sword and Shield was like a lot more of the same, but
Yes.
raid battles were cool.
Raid battles were okay.
It didn't push things.
I look at raid battles, and I think they could have been more.
Yeah.
I think they could have been more. My favorite raiding opportunities in Sword and Shield were when we got to raid something big like the Mewtwo or the Zeraora. And one, they barely had any of those events. We had I think I named 2/3 of those events.
The recent starters at level 80 are probably the next closest thing, just because they're the best Gigantamax in the game too. So
because those were fun, because those were hard, and it took time to do them. And I really like doing those with people.
I also guess 2 of them resist Zacian, and that's good too.
I really, really like them. It's unfortunate that we didn't have more of those. I don't know. I think max raids were definitely underutilized. That's Thatch's opinion.
It felt like Dynamax Adventure was a nice...
That was a good middle ground.
Change up to the mode, so you weren't abusing the strongest things.
Well, even then, I still think the way shields worked and stuff in the max raids, I think that could have been tuned a little bit better.
It could have been.
I think they could have been tuned a little bit better. I would love to see a new iteration of that. I doubt we will, but I'd love to see a new iteration of max raids where we can do that.
I'd like to see some kind of cooperative multiplayer mechanic.
I'm really okay, though, even if we get the style of battles we had in Legends Arceus, where you can get multiple Pokemon fighting you at one time, pseudo horde battles.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that as well. I like horde battles, and I think they make the game a little bit more exciting and a little bit more challenging.
I mean, they make EV training a lot easier.
That's true, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's pumpkins in this game. That's all that matters. Hopefully we get a pumpkin Pokemon.
Rip Pumpkaboo.
Oh, we already have a Pumpkaboo.
Pumpkaboo found dead in a ditch.
Already forgotten.
I already forgot it. It's fine. It's fine.
It was out of the last 2 games.
Was it really?
Well, I mean, BDSP and Arceus.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but that doesn't count. Those don't count.
There's been a high concentration of Sinnoh recently.
Mm-hmm.
And not much past that.
I think Legends Arceus was just this very experimental title they wanted to push out. I honestly wonder if they had 2 trailers ready to go for today, depending on how Legends Arceus sold. I really do, because I wonder if there was just one that was here's more traditional Pokemon, and then the other one that's just hey, Legends Arceus for the game. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm also curious if there's some time mechanic here at play as well, only because of the little intro video they played before it. I could be wrong.
That intro video made me really afraid that we were ending on Detective Pikachu too. I thought he was in a museum.
I saw the Game Freak, though, and once you see the Game Freak...
Yeah, I saw the Game Freak, too, and I'm like, Game Freak's working on Detective Pikachu, too. What?
No, I didn't think that. I was just what's going on? This is interesting. But then when he got in there, I was still very confused about the room. I'm still very confused.
Maybe it'll make sense as time goes on. But...
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. But this game, I mean, even some of the textures, though, look really good at this point. I'm very impressed. I wasn't a graphics guy until Dexit happened, by the way.
The trees look better.
I mean, this just looks really good. It looks there's a lot of things that look really good. There's, like I said, a couple textures that need to be polished, but a lot of it looks really good. I'm very happy with it at this point.
With our 1-2 minute, it'll be.
Yes.
I'm excited for when we get another video.
That's not going to happen until May. That's my gut feeling.
I know, but that'll be nice because
May's my answer because it can happen anywhere between April and June.
Pretty much.
May's my nice middle ground answer.
It might show up at E3. It might show up in April.
It won't show up at E3. It'll show up in a Pokemon Presents a week before E3. That's what usually happens because they will talk about it at E3. So we're gonna get some news before E3. That's the answer, and it's gonna be no sooner than the middle of April.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'd be okay with. They might show off one new Pokemon and then here's the Legends. Maybe just the Legends.
Or the Legends.
Probably just the Legends. I'm kind of over that formula, by the way.
Which formula?
The Legends formula. Here's 2 Legends. We made 2 game. Here you go.
Yeah. Like I said, version exclusive Legends make competitive bad.
Well, we'll see what they do. What do you think if they made a something where you got to choose which legend you evolved it into, kind of like Cosmoem, but you could choose regardless of which version you bought?
I think that's the way to do version exclusives, because they did that in the DLC, Crown Tundra, remember?
Yeah.
For Regieleki.
Exactly.
And the horses. I think that's the way to do version exclusives.
Add them both, but make you pick.
You give everybody a choice, and then they go and they get what they want, and then you find somebody who picked the other choice. Like, if you're going to do it other than just give me both in other ways, which you should do, because I think doing it for legendaries is a dumb way to do it, because it just forces me to buy both games if I want both legendaries.
Yeah, especially when one is significantly better than the other, like Zacian.
Looking at you, Zamazenta.
From the 2-minute trailer, I am very excited. From the 2-minute trailer, uber excited. This already looks better than Sword and Shield.
I mean, I was expecting it this year, right?
Yeah, I think we all were, right? It was one of those things where it's like, it's going to happen, but we don't want it to happen.
It's like, there's something coming, and it better not be Let's Go Johto. And it wasn't, so yay.
Let's Go's dead. Everybody who keeps saying Let's Go Johto is going to happen is wrong. And after seeing this game, I don't know that Legends is going to happen again.
Oh no. Legends was so well received, we have not seen the end of its impact.
I think those are better ways to do remakes than actual remakes. Or I guess you could do remakes exactly the way...
Like classic remakes.
Well, you do it the way you did BDSP, right?
Yeah, like it's very faithful.
Let's not do anything the way we did BDSP.
I mean, I really think they should do more. The real problem with BDSP, and this just stems to like Pokemon's new direction, which is okay in terms of if you're looking at Scarlet and Violet, is that you can't have all of the Pokemon in the game, which was kind of the big selling point of like getting something like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, but if that's not the case anymore,
I can go through that game with these Pokemon. That'd be really fun. And now it's just like, well, now it's the exact same game you played before. Exactly.
It's like, we don't have a virtual console anymore, so like, here's how you used to play the game, kind of ish.
That could be a direction they go to, by the way, because we don't have virtual console anymore. They could definitely do that. I don't know.
I wouldn't be too sad about it.
I would be okay with having every Pokemon game on the Switch. I would be okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. And if it has to be faithful like BDSP, I'll accept it.
I would accept like a Red and Blue remake that's Red and Blue, and then it's got the modern conveniences, right? And then everybody would realize it's a bad game. It's fine.
I was about to say, like, how that was a little too recent with Let's Go.
I would also take like a Gold and Silver remake in that same vein.
Let's do something different.
Like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and the BDSP style. Okay, yeah.
They could do it. And you know what? Maybe they will, because they literally just ripped the DS code out of Diamond and Pearl and like shoved it in BDSP.
Like, it's pretty free, and Game Freak is working on decent looking games now, so I'm kind of okay with them.
Well, you don't have Game Freak do it. You just go, Ilka, you're not doing anything else. Like, here you go.
Yeah, exactly. You have Ilka do it again or something.
Okay, here you go. Do Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Yeah. It's like, here, don't change much.
We can get Soul Heart Gold and Heart Soul Silver. That's what we'll rename them. It'll be really bad. No, I think they should just honestly port them and like put them in the BDSP graphics and call it a day.
Yeah, like I'm not against it. Like $60 might be expensive for that, but it's somehow still cheaper than actually buying the games.
It is. Oh my gosh, no, they should do that. You know what? That's a great idea. Pokemon, I petition this. this. They should honestly just do that, because I think I would have been more excited for Heart Gold Soul Silver in the BDSP format than BDSP. I really like the Johto story, and Johto's like Heart Gold specifically is a very packed game.
Yeah. I could see Nintendo Switch Online eventually getting Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games. I never see it touching DS.
Yes, that's probably what's going to happen.
I mean, when you close the other virtual shop.
Yeah. Well, don't. That's a whole other can of worms, but
then yeah, they can all be resold on the Switch.
I guess this was a good topic.
I mean, it's Gen 9, baby. Get into it, you know?
I feel better about it than I thought I would.
We knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming, and I was kind of dreading it. And I don't know that I'm dreading it at this point. Like I'm like optimistic, and not even cautiously optimistic. Like I'm just optimistic.
I'm optimistic but guarded.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like I'm on the hype train like I used to be. And maybe that's just part of my old age at this point.
That's the thing. It's like, oh, I'm optimistic but guarded.
I'm not like all aboard the hype train, choo-choo, but I'm also just like, yeah, this looks like it's got a lot of potential. I feel optimistic like I felt a lot about Legends. After playing Legends, I think helps me solidify my optimism looking at this. But time will tell. We'll see here probably in the next few months what's going to happen. And we'll hopefully get something good. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it for the topic. We're going to kick it on over to the Pokemon of the episode. We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
Poke of the episode.
And welcome to the Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex number 644, Zekrom, the Deep Black Pokemon. I've totally done this before because I remember being like, that's a disturbing name.
Mythology tells us. Yeah. Mythology tells us that if people lose the righteousness in their hearts, their kingdoms will be razed by Zekrom's lightning. They clearly haven't seen it in the competitive format.
Yeah, right?
It just needed a little more
That's
speed.
what mythology tells you.
It is just too slow, right? Like, it is just too slow because Zekrom's got that base 100 HP.
Well, they did, but they needed to learn to stop giving legendaries 90 speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, literally after this gen is when they stopped doing that.
They gave Palkia 100, they realized there was a problem. And then they went back.
Palkia was the only one.
90's such a bad speed tier to be at. So, like, it makes it awful. I'm so sorry for it.
It makes the 99s good when they shouldn't be.
It's okay.
It makes the 99s and the 95s good. You know who's faster than Zekrom? Gliscor.
Landorus.
And Landorus, that's true. But that's like 91.
It's, yes.
That's
and
all
that's
you
the
need.
problem. That's the problem.
It's got a base attack of 150, though, which is pretty decent. A base defense of 120. A base special attack of 120, which isn't bad either. A special defense of 100. So, like, the defensive stats are, like, legendary-ish, you know, combined with the HP.
Yeah, 150. Sure.
It's okay.
The problem is, like, his typing gives him, like, very common weaknesses. Like ground and dragon and fairy and ice. Because I can tell you there's a lot of ground types running around. I can tell you there's a lot of fairy types running around, Sasha.
There was a time where dragon was not a hindering type.
That's true. And it was Gen 5. The last time that happened was Gen 5.
And, like, to be fair, it does still give you 4 resistances.
Yeah, I mean, he has 5 or 6 resistances because the electric type also gives him...
because of the electric. Electric's usually a good defensive type.
It's okay. It's a nice addition, typically.
Relative to the number of... You get more resistances than you do weaknesses.
That's true. I will give you that. I mean, and his move pool's not too shabby either. Today's team, though, Sigma, I believe you've told me this was a team that is just kind of fun that popped in for last weekend's International Challenge.
I mean, you'll hear about it when you hear the sets.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, the team, I guess, is what this is. It looks like it's a really good best of one format, honestly. Mm-hmm. I guess I'll just go from the top and then we'll just all grab it. So the first mon on the team is obviously Zekrom with the weakness policy, which is fun because you can always just go big and take a hit and have fun.
We also have something that sets it off too. So.
Yes. 236 HP, 252 special attack, 20 speed, a modest nature, and he's got rising voltage. So if you get electric terrain going, you're having a real good time. But I don't think anybody sets it on the team.
Only set it when you're big.
Yeah. You can set it yourself. I'm a dummy.
The two things that you have or you're going to go big with on this team are able to set it.
Yeah, anything with an electric move can do it. Yeah.
Draco Meteor, Earth Power, and Protect. So this is actually special Zekrom. This team just doesn't care about Intimidate, apparently. And that's nice. That's nice.
It asks your opponent to bring Intimidate, and then it doesn't care.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Also, we've got everybody's favorite redirection mon. I think Amoonguss has been relevant in VGC since it existed. Amoonguss, that is not VGC.
Yes.
It's got, this is an Amoonguss with a Yachi Berry. Yachi Berry's flying.
Ice. No,
Ice. Never mind. I got it wrong. I'm bad.
It's the Garchomp Berry. That's how I remember.
Yeah, it's the Garchomp Berry.
Ability, Regenerate. I never remember. I just go, yes, that's the berry I need, and then I put the berry on, and then I never remember the name again.
I remember Yachi Berry is the Garchomp Berry.
Yeah, I know Chople. I know Chople Berry is the fighting type one, because it's called Choppy. Yeah. Chople, and Chop is fighting, but Yachi is just like, how's that ice? I don't know.
Wow.
Because it's like a blue color, like ice, like the ice types,
I don't remember what it looks like. Garchomp
likes to eat it, that's all. It's blue like Garchomp, it likes to eat.
It's ingrained from Garchomp from Gen 4 for me.
Yeah, like that's where I will always remember it.
I feel like that's the one berry everyone will know off the top of their head.
This is a Regenerator Amoonguss. It's got 252 HP, 100 defense, 156 special defense. The sassy nature, 0 attack, 0 speed, Pollen Puff, Spore, Rage Powder, and Protect. Dude, Pollen Puff is one of my favorite moves in VGC, actually.
It's so good in doubles. So good.
Yeah.
It's so good because it's just like, hey, you need some heal, I heal you. And like there aren't a lot of moves like that. And Pollen Puff pulls double duty because it damages too.
It protect, it attack, and it's got,
It attack and
redirect
it heal.
Back.
It do good. So I love Pollen Puff. I love it a lot.
So next up, we have a Groudon with the Life Orb. 4 HP, max special attack, max speed, modest nature.
They're just not ready.
Max special attack on a Groudon
Max
is silly.
special attack. Eruption. Earth power.
Silly.
Why does it get Thunderbolt and Protect?
It gets Thunderbolt to set the electric terrain for the Zekrom.
I understand what I'm speaking of Groudon as a Pokemon. Why is it a ground type that
Doesn't he get like just random stuff all the time? I feel like Groudon just gets like a lot of random stuff.
Why does it get to shoot lightning bolts? Like, that doesn't... Nothing about him says that.
Because Earthquakes can do lightning bolts sometimes, also based 90 speed, which is funny.
Is it plate tectonics?
Solar Beam, that makes sense.
Yeah, Solar Beam's fine. I am fine with Solar Beam. Thunderbolt.
The electric type move is like the only really weird one. Everything else is fire. Like, there's some dragon type moves it gets, which is just like, okay.
That's fine. It's a big beast. I'm okay with dragon type moves.
And then like Brutal Swing, that makes sense.
As long as it's not surfing like a Rhydon.
Yeah, and it gets Focus Blast. I love how they had an entire episode of the anime about that Rhydon, though, by the way. Like, that's a thing. They have like an episode about surfing Rhydon, and it's great.
Good old surfing Rhydon. Oh, but yeah, this Groudon is probably the other thing you will ever go big with on your team.
Actually, yeah, I'm not surprised by anything it has other than Thunderbolt. You are correct.
Yeah, like that's the standout move pool item. But next up, we have a Whimsicott holding an expert belt because we're hitting things. Down with the Urshifu.
That is the gag, yeah.
Down with the Urshifu. We have Prankster, 12 HP, 244 special attack, 252 speed, modest nature, Moonblast, Energy Ball, Tailwind, and Helping Hand.
That's actually a great Whimsicott. I'm a fan of this Whimsicott.
It's gonna hit something.
It's gonna hit something, and then it's gonna help out once it kills Urshifu.
It's gonna kill Urshifu.
This team sounds really fun. Maybe I should play this team this week or next week. It's next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I should play this. This sounds fun.
It just looks fun.
Yeah. All right, Sublime, take us home with the final two.
Okay, I got some fairies for you. The first is Grimmsnarl. And it's going 252 HP, 140 defense, and 116 special defense with a careful nature. Because we don't need speed, because we got Prankster. So we're running Scary Face for... it drops 2 stages with Scary Face, right? Yeah.
It drops 2 stages of speed at priority.
Yeah. That's very strong in VGC where speed matters. And Trick.
I love Gen 8 and how they handle speed now, too. It's so good.
Oh, dynamic speed changes? Oh.
It's dynamic speed changes during the turn. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. We also have Trick with Iron Ball.
Yeah,
so
buddy.
He doesn't care about the Iron Ball because of all the priority, but you can trick it onto someone else.
Because he's already in priority.
Yeah. With priority, no less. And then you also have the fake tiers.
For your special attackers.
Does that drop special defense?
Yep.
Yes, and then Sucker Punch for an attack. Another priority attack, even when it attack, it always goes with priority. I love that. As long as you predict right? And then we have, to finish it up, Comfey, or Comfy, I could never tell how.
Comfey,
yeah.
It's like a lay.
It's got a focus sash.
It's supposed to confuse you, though, with the comfy part, if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, because I feel like I've heard people call it comfy, and I'm like, okay. So anyway, it's got 252 HP, 4 defense, and 252 special defense with a careful nature, so it's all about the special side of things. And it's got Draining Kiss, Floral Healing, of course, Helping Hand, and Trick Room. So this team has like literally every form of speed control aside from paralysis.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, you need. I think the Comfey Trick Room is more there for like anti-Trick Room. I'm gonna be honest.
It depends on what speed things you're facing off against, you know? Because like both of your legends are 90.
That's true.
Yeah,
you have like all the speed control though on this team, like all of it.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Like if they get a Tailwind up, you're not fighting a Tailwind war.
This is I wouldn't say this is a good best of 3 team, but it's definitely a good best of 1 team. Because, like, after they realize what you're doing, I think they just go, oh, I can counter that. But I think if you're going to catch a lot of people off guard with this.
In the best of 1, they're bringing their Intimidators. Like, if they have 2 on their team, they're focusing their Intimidators because your 2 guys are saying, hey, we're physical attackers. Come intimidate us. And they're going to get a rude awakening.
All right. So that's the team of the episode. If you guys want to get it on Patreon, you can over at patreon.com/PucklePodcast. This week is I didn't do last week's on there because I was on a business trip. We are going to go ahead and throw last week's team up at the same time. So there's going to be like a total of 12 Pokemon. I'm actually going to say 13 because we're going to get that Galarian Shiny Articuno up there in that batch as well. And we'll probably just run that throughout the month of March. Probably alongside Zapdos when that comes out. So definitely consider picking up Galarian Articuno if you want it over at patreon.com/PucklePodcast if you want extras or if you missed the event. So definitely go do that. All right. On that note, though, we're going to kick it on over to the mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails. Mail!
And welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag is the part where you send an email in to us at pucklepodcast@gmail.com and we might read it. If not, I mean, we will read it, but we won't read it on the show sometimes because it might be really long, like an essay that you were supposed to write for school, but you wrote it to us instead.
Or you might have forgotten to put a name.
Yeah, or you didn't put your name, and so you get deprioritized.
Pro tip, sign off with your name so we know what to call you.
Yes, because we don't like to dox people, so please do that. All right, but this segment of the show is brought to you by the fictional energy drink, Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves.
And as always, we'll give the Green Tauros badge to anybody that gives us a good discussion or a good reason to do it. So let's jump right onto these emails. Our first email this week is going to be from Sleeve.
All right. Hi, guys. I hope you're all enjoying the current shift from winter to spring, the season with the best Deerling Sawsbuck form. Yeah, my week's been crazy. It was 60 degrees earlier, and then we had freezing rain the last night. So
isn't it? It's weird. It's weird.
I had road closures that kept me home a day, actually. Yeah, like, I'm getting freezes.
It's weird.
It's been a weird week weather-wise.
I went to Florida, and I was really disappointed because it was the same temperature in Florida as it was in Ohio. The week when I was gone, I was just like, this is dumb.
I thought you were just disappointed because you went to Florida.
Okay, so like, I don't know. I feel like Ohio to Florida is a very lateral move at some days. But
fair.
At least I got to see the Gulf of Mexico, so that was kind of cool.
Is it?
I saw a dolphin.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
Oh, a dolphin? Did you see manatees or no?
No, I only saw some dolphins because I was at a bar on the beach and I saw them when I was at the bar. So maybe I didn't see dolphins, but I thought I saw dolphins.
Let's continue. I don't have particularly strong feelings about modern Pokemon game design apart from that I liked where Pokemon was going from Gen 1 to 5, and I'm disappointed that the game stopped maturing with the fanbase. I'm not surprised that this happened, though, given TPCI's bottom line is impacted in no small way by merchandise sales, and as much as the adult Pokemon community loves its merch, kids are the main consumers of this.
I disagree. They're making skateboards that are worth like $500 or some nonsense. I hard disagree.
Stitch Fix.
Or the Wand Company Pokeballs, those things are expensive.
Those are expensive. Yeah, but they don't make enough of them, in my opinion. But okay, whatever, it's fine.
They're slowly adding more.
Yeah.
But in a world where the target demo wasn't kids, I'd love to see where the series could have gone. I think it would have given scope for Lysander and Team Flare to be more developed as evil team, and maybe delve a bit deeper into Gen 5's idea of moral gray area, as the cut and dry, good versus evil theme does feel a bit superficial.
Okay, to be fair, I think these are rose-colored glasses for Gen 5, because one, they literally tried to make it black and white in black and white, because your first encounter, the first encounter you have with Team Plasma is like, oh yes, we should release our Pokemon. Maybe Pokemon want to be free. Immediately followed with Team Plasma members kicking a Munna. And no, they do. And then it turns out that Getsis has been doing this all along as a way to using the morally gray to manipulate people.
Mm-hmm.
Which is I don't think it's a morally gray story. I think it is a more complicated plot, which is more exciting, in my opinion, to be for that final reveal.
Nintendo doesn't do gray very frequently, and that's fine.
Well, I think it's kind of like D&D, right? In D&D, or so you watch a Marvel movie, and we really liked Killmonger because he was a very complicated villain, and I think that's fine. But in Dungeons and Dragons, right? I think it's a lot better if you have a villain who's just evil, plain evil. That way the players really just want to beat him up and actually play the game. And I think the same kind of plays into a Pokemon game. You want to have the guy needs to be evil. He needs to be doing something insane.
They sort of expanded on it in Black 2, White 2, I think, where
yes,
you had the sage that was more of a follower of En's teachings versus the sage that was still with Getz's.
No, I think that is why Gen 5 is more exciting. I don't think it's because of the quote unquote morally gray. I think it's because of the complication that it brings in, where it was just hey, we use the morally gray to manipulate people to do evil.
Which isn't that gray.
Yeah, I just think it's a very... I don't think it's great because it still gives you a big bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's more fun and more thought provoking than I'm going to erase the universe because my name is Cyrus and I am I look like I'm 40, but I'm actually 27.
He's done a lot of stuff, clearly, to look like
probably.
That.
He's seen some things.
He's seen some things, that's seriously. For sure. I don't know. It's like a mild criticism I have though. With people's interpretation of Black and White. I don't think it's incorrect. I do still think Black and White gives us some of the more mature themes that we've been wanting in Pokemon games. And I almost think we got it in Legends Arceus, but I think it still failed from the whole, we didn't actually reveal to you the bad guy until the very end.
I mean, that's not really what you're doing in Arceus anyway, The story's kind of just staple.
No, Arceus didn't need the story to carry it. Arceus was very much carried by its gameplay. Much like Zelda. Yeah. And I think that's why it does so well. But I would love to see it, could you imagine if we got a good story combined with the gameplay of Arceus? I think it'd be really good.
I mean, Arceus still had a better story than the past few games, so...
You're not wrong.
I mean, Sun and Moon had a good story, but Ultra Sun and Moon did not.
I think Sun and Moon's story was really good as well, because that one also did, the whole morally gray... Well, not morally gray, but it did, you have a bad guy, but they're doing it for good reasons. Kind of like N was. Mm-hmm. And it was very good in that regard. I think, honestly, Sun and Moon's more morally gray than Black and White. That is what it is. It's fine. We'll leave that discussion for another day.
The transition to 3D has been both a blessing and a curse, offering the potential for broad, open-world areas, which is the best addition to Pokemon in over a decade, in my opinion, but also massacring some of the mons that looked infinitely better as 2D sprites. Sorry, Smeargle.
Smeargle wouldn't be my complaint.
I just, poor Cyndaquil.
Yeah, I don't know. Cyndaquil's still okay.
They kind of fixed Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil's a lot better now.
Yes.
They gave it some care. I
think my biggest problem was the way they did the models really washed out a lot of the colors that you'd get in the sprites. I think that's my biggest issue more than anything. Lantern's not a great Pokemon design-wise because he's just a blue blob.
But it feels faded now.
But it's definitely faded. It literally, they just took all my things and left them out in the rain for a little while. Or left them out in the sun.
It feels like the Pokemon in Arceus at least have improved models, especially the ones that were in Sword and Shield too, and it's oh, you're looking better now.
Yeah, exactly.
They're improving. They're working on them still. There's depth to mouths now, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
If modern Pokemon game design follows Legends Arceus into the realm of overworld catching, I'm here for it. I think that's been a tremendous addition to the series, and hope to see it continue.
I want old style battles, but I want new style catching, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want.
Yeah, because the battle system in Arceus is where it wasn't great, but it also didn't need to be good because
that's my least favorite part of Arceus, I think. It is the battle system.
But it didn't need to be good because there's 10 battles in the entire game, and half of them only have a single Pokemon.
Yes. Well, they do have the post-game thing where you can go and you can battle a bunch of people.
Yeah, but
nobody should be doing that, but you can do it.
I was going to say, I don't touch that.
The battle system's really bad, okay?
Yeah, it's weird to miss shift battles, but,
Right?
It's I got rid of their Pokemon, oh, I'm dead.
I think if anything, that just demonstrates how strong the core gameplay of Pokemon has been over like the past 25 years. Is literally Legends Arceus changing it once, and we go, oh no, give me back the old one.
Yeah, it's like strong style versus agile.
I don't even
style.
care about that.
Not great.
I don't even care about that.
I think it was fine for a game where you're not battling other people, though.
It's good for a game without PvP.
I agree with that. If they do another Legend Styles game, they're more than welcome to do it again.
Yeah, I enjoy, when you're battling in the wild, I enjoyed the strong agile mechanic.
I think that's fine for that. I just don't think it's fine for regular Pokemon.
Makes it so much easier to catch things,
Yes, that's true. They took False Swipe out of Legends Arceus, so...
No, it's very easy to get.
Oh, can you get it?
Just tutor it.
Yeah, Move Tutor can give it to you.
Okay, I'm dumb. So there you go.
I didn't bother getting it on anything, but
there was no need so far.
That's good to know.
I'm kind of sick of gimmicks, though. Megas was the sweet spot, and everything that followed was a poor imitation.
Hard agree.
Yes. I personally believe that if you want to shake up the meta, the best way to do it is probably through updated ban list like they introduced over a year ago.
So, right. Banlist meta was the best meta.
I just don't want to see Incineroar for a little bit. That's all I have.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. That way it forces variation, but doesn't impose some half-cooked, polarizing mechanic on us. I mean, Gigantamax was mostly bad.
Yeah.
I understand Dynamax to some extent. Like, it's very balanced mechanically, and I like it in that way. But other than that, it's not exciting, like, story-wise, or even, like, Pokemon-wise, Like, Megas are exciting.
We didn't need an excuse to use Venusaur and Charizard. Venusaur was going to be used anyway.
Yeah, and like I look at the Gigantamax forms and I'm like, these aren't exciting.
And Charizard really was too.
Yes.
Whether you should or not, it's good.
I think it was okay for like a little bit in BSS because it does give access to flying type moves.
I mean, but then you give something like Duraludon the G-Max that like gets rid of 2 PP from their attack. It's like, why would I ever want this? Why would I ever want to use the Gigantamax?
Most of them are bad.
Like, and then you have Lapras that's so stupidly strong that like...
Yeah, I know. I don't think they balance Gigantamax well. I think they balance Dynamax well. That is my personal opinion.
Outside of flying, yes.
Flying's always a problem because flying's a good type that they didn't expect to ever make good. And no, I'm being honest. Like, you have Brave, like, if you think about high power flying type moves, you have Brave Bird and you have Fly. Neither of those are good. It's when they start transforming those moves into, like, these big one-hit moves that things go crazy.
Yeah, when you get +1 speed, they should have reduced the power on it just like they did with the fighting and poison.
I agree with that.
I don't know why they didn't do that. They're like, nah, normal powered flying move. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't
They're
know.
getting a speed boost. They have good coverage. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. All right, move it. This email, I green Taurus badge probably at this point, but like it's fine.
Anyway, sorry that's been a long one. I'll finish by saying that I've said before and will probably say again that the next Rotom form we need is a Rotom Espresso, and naturally, that would be Electric Ground Beans.
No, I thought it would be Electric Dark. Because it's a dark roast.
Oh, that's good.
So maybe it's not so obvious. I'm just saying.
That's good. I like that a lot, actually.
Wishing you all much peace and love, Sleeve.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
All right, this next one is going to be from Gliscor Gamer. And Sublime's got this one.
I got it. All right.
Sleeve's email was good. I'm voting green Taurus badge.
It was like, I mean, it hit all the box. It hit all the check boxes for us.
Yeah, I'm
Megas
sorry,
were
guys.
Great.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
It's like,
he pandered. Yeah. He pandered.
Yeah, I feel pandered to it. I enjoy it. Hello, my Puckle pals. Gliscor Gamer here to answer this week's mailbag question. In regards to modern Pokemon games, I must say I like them quite a lot. I enjoy the 3D graphics and feel like the designs of the Pokemon themselves have continued to remain solid. However, the newer generations do have some issues. The hand-holding of the last 3 generations has been painful, and is part of what keeps me from playing through the newer generations more than once. The cutscenes and constant tutorial battles are slow and boring and just cause me to just generally dislike the first hour of my Pokemon playthroughs. especially in Alola.
You're so right, though.
You know what? You're fair. That's right. The whole first island is like filler. A little bit.
Well, I would even argue Galar is kind of like that too in their first quote-unquote island.
At least it feels a lot quicker, though.
I mean, it's really easy to be quicker when Alola's is 2 hours and Galar's is like 1. Like, that's my opinion.
I mean, not having to go through trainer school is so nice.
Trainer
school, terrible idea. I also severely dislike the timer in online battling. Yeah, I'm almost going to disagree with that. As I love the animations and graphics and really wish I could effectively play competitive Pokemon on cartridge instead of on Showdown. Overall, though, I do like modern Pokemon, especially Legends Arceus, and hope Game Freak and TPCI continue to improve upon these new games. In regards to the Rotom form question, I think the next Rotom form will be Electric and Steel type. Now you might be thinking, how will Game Freak create an Electric Steel Rotom when all of the Rotom appliances are already made of steel? Well, I shall answer that question.
I read ahead. Oh no.
I did too.
Just do it.
Yeah, I know. I knew what I was getting into when I read this paragraph, unfortunately. The new Rotom form shall be Rotom Gun, the new Rotom form that can feint your enemies and your friends.
Oh no.
But where would this Rotom form be found? In the enhanced version of Sword and Shield, of course, the new Pokemon Gun, which will totally be revealed on Pokemon Day.
Ah, yes. The third Sword and Shield, bro. Gunter.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if that's what they revealed on Pokemon Day?
I wouldn't.
The topic already talked about it. But could you imagine if that's what was revealed? God.
Yeah. Let's be honest. A dog-looking thing with a gun on its neck doesn't look very cool. So Rotom Gun would be the legendary of this new game. Using the rusted gun to transform, it would not only give.
I would love that. By the way, could you imagine the next generation of Pokemon just being called like Pokemon Wash and Pokemon Heat? I would buy that so fast.
Oh, extra cycle.
I would love it.
I cannot. When they got DLC.
What happens if a Rotom tries to take over a Alolan Golem and get that railgun?
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I think that's made out of rock. That would be electric rock. It would just be like Alolan Golem.
It would give the gun an extra 55 base special attack, 44 more speed, 41 extra HP, and then 20 points into each of its defensive stats on top of the normal Rotom appliance form boost to give it a base stat total of 680.
Oh wow, he mapped that out.
Can you imagine how epic it will be when the Eternatus fight becomes the climax of an action movie with the protagonist pulling out their Rotom gun to finish off the big bad? I know I can. Hope you've enjoyed my email today.
You know how silly that would be? It would look like the Rotom phone, but like a gun. Could you imagine that, like a red one with like a little lightning bolt sticking out of it?
And smiling at you?
Yeah, it's smiling at you.
It would be 100%. Yeah. Hope you got a few laughs out of this impossible content. This is Gliscor Gamer signing off.
All right. One more email today. This is going to come to you from Nico. Good morning, Puckle crew. Nico here. Big day tomorrow, huh? It is tomorrow now, but in the topic, it was tomorrow already. It's confusing. We time traveled this week. Or I guess yesterday for the listener. I'd love to hear your wish list and wildest hopes, along with realistic predictions too. But I'm sure you've already talked about that. We did not, because we're just decided to talk about the real thing.
The real thing would have happened before the episode on predictions came out.
Yes, exactly. And it
would have been real awkward.
It would have been weird. I didn't like that, so we decided to wait a day. So let's ask a different question. How much of the Pokemon Presents will be new? I think all of it, because I don't think we know anything.
As long as it's not Detective Pikachu the entire time.
Yeah. We know these directs love to preamble and long trailers, so how many of the 14-ish minutes will be dedicated to new content? A lot of it. I count new content as trailers or gameplay we've never seen before and any information about new content. I myself think there will be about 6 minutes of new content. Probably not. I mean, it's going to be it's probably going to be Arceus DLC. This is already, I'm already dating myself because the topic already happened before this. But
usually they have like a 2-minute thing where they're walking through the generations.
Yeah, we're going to have a thing, and then we're going to get like Pokemon Arceus DLC, Pokemon Home Update, And then probably like some kind of Gen 9 announcement. I don't know what kind or how much, because it's varied in how much they give us when they announce a new region. They'll either just be like, here's the legends, and then now think for yourself for the next 4 months. And that'll be about it.
That's what I expect. Yeah, when it's a new thing.
That's what I expect.
I liked Sword and Shield where they were like, here's the starters. Enjoy
I
the
like
starters.
having the starters. I like having the starters. I hope we get the starters.
Opening with the starters is a good way to open.
Yes. The starters in the region are always very nice to have. That's all. Okay, but moving on. I'm also... and give us a psychic rotom that looks like a TV. I don't know why the TV would be psychic, but that's okay.
Why is the TV psychic?
I don't know.
Because it has those hypnotic waves that it sends out. It's fine.
Okay.
Sure. I'm going to trust you, Sigma. I still don't understand. That's okay.
I assume it knows hypnosis or something. Why not?
Anyway, I've got a million predictions I'd love to share, but this email is already getting long, so I'll save it for the Discord. I hope all your dreams come true this week, Nico. Okay, but seriously, Charizard is coming to PLA. You're not fooling anyone, Game Freak. We all know you can't make anything without putting Charizard in it. Actually, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we are going to get, like... It'd be cool for them to just finish out the decks and, like, shove it in DLC. That's what I want. That's all I want. I don't think it's going to happen.
I would be very happy with another year of DLC, just to finish it.
Yes, I would be too. I don't think that's going to happen, though.
I don't either.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I went a whole generation without Snivy. I'm not bitter. You're bitter.
I'm a little bitter. Anyway.
That's part of what I would expect from a PLA DLC is getting other starters, like giving us the Hisui and Snivy.
See, I would live.
I'm still amazed Greninja's not in Gen 8. I'm still amazed that especially Greninja would fit so well with the theme of Legends Arceus. He would fit so well. And they're not going to...
Yeah, maybe they're saving it.
They're not brave.
It for the bank.
They're not brave enough. That's all I'm saying. All right. Well, that's going to be it for this week's episode of the PUCL Podcast. I've been Trainer Thatch, and here we've got a few things. I got to do my spiel first. I forgot. Come to hang out with us with the PUCL Discord. Also, by the way, Green Taurus badge goes to Sleeve.
Sure. Yes,
if you want to email us next week, tell us what you thought about the Pokemon Direct and what your favorite thing is about it. PucklePodcast@gmail.com. But hang out with us on the Discord at PuckleDiscord.com. Follow us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Go ahead and follow us over on YouTube at youtube.com/PucklePodcast. Go ahead and follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/ThePucklePodcast. I'll be back this week, finally, thank God.
Yay.
After taking essentially February off.
It's been a while.
I essentially took February off for a lot of reasons. Mostly it's seasonal depression, because it just gets really cloudy out, okay, guys?
Yeah. Oh, the seasonal depression is real.
It's like cloudy and cold. And I didn't drink any Sunny D. So... Following that, though, if you want to go ahead and help support the show, you can go do so by going over to patreon.com/PucklePodcast to get things like Shiny Galarian Articuno and other things that we do over there. I really look forward to hanging out with you guys, and I hope to see you soon. If not, keep listening. We really appreciate that support as well. So, on that note, I have been Trainer Thatch.
I continue to be sublime.
And I've been R.Sigma.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.